What's up guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Ayomide and I post sewing tutorials on this channel. In today's tutorial, I will be sharing how I beaded this dress. I'm going to be showing you guys the process from start to finish and the materials that I used to achieve this pattern on this dress. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, do click on the subscribe button and let us jump straight into this tutorial. So guys, there are quite a number of materials you can use to bead. I have this invincible thread here. It is used for beading, and while you use this thread will depend on the kind of beading design that you want to achieve. You can also use your normal sewing thread to bead. This is just one of it. Also, I have various needles. I have this beading needle right here. It's quite very small. You can't use it to sew clothes, but you can use it to bead, and I think it comes in various sizes. I also have another beading needle here. This is a curved needle and it comes here. I have 4 different sizes from the smallest to the largest, and I love this curved needle compared to the normal hand sewing needle because it has a way of just gliding easily through your fabric. Let me show you guys different types of beads you can use. This right here is a crystal bead. This is burgundy or wine in color. I've got another one here which is about pink in color. I think this size is size 6. There's a size 4 and the bigger one is size 8. This is also another one, royal blue. So these beads comes in various colors and various sizes, and you will definitely get the one you need for your fabric. Aside from the crystal beads, this is also another type of bead, and this is called the broken beads, where I got mine from. They are like short rods, just very short rods, and they are different from the sand bead. I couldn't lay my hands on sand beads around, so I wouldn't be able to show us that. But there's also another shorter one. So this one is shorter than what I showed us, but they belong to the same family of beads. This one looks very similar to the sand bead, but it's not a sand bead. It is just shorter, just way shorter than the other one that I showed us. So guys, I'm going to be showing us some different styles of beading you can do before I will then bead on the fabric. I'll be using this piece of fabric to show us about 3 different beading designs you can do. I've gone ahead to thread my curved needle with my normal sewing thread. Okay, and so let's get started with this. To begin, the first thing you need to do is to draw your design line. So I'm going to be ruling a straight line. Next, I'll be creating a knot of my thread at the start of the line. Make sure it is very tight. After creating the knot, I will be passing the needle to the right side of the fabric where I have the style line drawn. I will be working with my crystal bead for this. So here I'm picking one crystal bead. I'll pass it through the thread and then pass my needle backward. After passing it backward, I will then pass it through the opening of the bead to bring my needle forward. This would ensure that your bead is well placed. As for this design, we'll be leaving about ½ an inch space to create this design. So what I'll do is to pass my needle and leave about ½ an inch still on that same line. Pick up my crystal bead again, pass it through the thread and pass my needle backward. It's very easy to pass my needle backward because I'm working with a curved needle. It makes it very easy. I'll pass it through the opening of the bead again, and this brings my needle forward. So if you are new to beading, this style is perfect for you. You just need to leave about ½ an inch spacing for your beads. here I'm going on to create another one. So I'm passing my thread, place my bead through the thread, pass my bead through the thread, pass it backward, bring it out through the opening of the bead, and this is just a very simple style to do. After I was done, this is what it is looking like. This particular design is very simple and beginner friendly. I'm going to be showing us another design that you can do if you're also new to beading. So to do this, I will be passing my needle forward. I'll just create some space so that I can start this new design. Still working with my crystal beads, I will pick about 1, 2, 3 crystal beads, pass it backward by a space of 1 bead. Remember, I picked 3 beads, but I'll pass it backward by a space of 1 bead, and then pass it forward by the last bead. So this process of passing backward just helps lock your bead in place. I'll pick up 3 bead pieces, also 3 crystal bead, pass it backward by a space of 1 bead, and pass my needle forward through the last bead. The difference between this one and the initial design is there is no space between the beads. But for your beads to stay in place, you need to pick them in parts, like picking 3 beads or 4 beads in parts. If not, your beads will be wobbly. It wouldn't fit in one place. So guys, this is another design that you can do that is beginner friendly. You can also do this with a broken bead. This design is not limited to crystal beads alone. Let me show us another style before we move on to the fabric proper. Here I am picking 2 crystal beads, pass it backward by the space of 1 bead, and pass it forward through the last bead. I will then leave some space, leave about ½ an inch space. Pick 2 beads again and pass it backward. I'll pass my needle backward. Thereafter, I'll bring my needle forward through the last bead. The beauty about beading is that there is no static design. You can create your own design on your own, right? The beading I will be showing us that I did on the fabric, I didn't pick it up from anywhere. It was something that I created with the materials that I have available with me. So far so good guys. I've showed us 3 different beading designs that you can do on your fabric if you are new to beading. Now let us move on to this tutorial proper. For this tutorial, I have proceeded with beading half of the fabric. So I'm going to be showing us how I achieved this with the other half. And for this, because I'm working with the broken beads, I'm going to be using the normal beading needle. That's tiny needle I showed us at the beginning. So I have knotted my thread, and here I am rolling the line where my beading is going to be made on. It is very important to do this. So what I'll do is to pick 1 crystal bead. I would also pick 1 broken bead. Afterwards, I will pass my needle backward. You can see the way I moved my hand. I'll pass my needle backward by a space of the broken bead, making sure I end where the broken bead starts. And then I will pass my needle forward through the broken bead. This is what it looks like, but let me show us one more time. I'll pick up my crystal bead, pick up one broken bead, pass it through the thread, and pass my needle backward, and pass my needle forward through the broken bead. So the thing about beading is that it is a repetitive step. I'll keep on doing this step until I have covered the entire design area that I want to work with. It can be boring, it can be tiring, but at the end of the day, you would definitely love your design. And also with the materials that you have with you, you can create your own designs too. So guys, sit back and watch me create a masterpiece design. I will be showing us the outcome very soon. I am almost done with my beading at this point. I think I just have about 2 more lines to bead and I would be done. But you can see how the dress is coming out already. The thing about beading is that it takes your dress from 0 to 100. This is me here beading the last 2 lines on the dress. I think at this point this must have been the 2nd or the 3rd day. And on each day I spent about 3 to 4 hours to bead. So beading is time consuming. It is time consuming, but at the end of the day you would love the outcome. So guys, finally I am done beading. You can see how this looks. Let me put this on my mannequin for us all to see. And this is what the dress is looking like. I love how the beading came out to be. In fact, seeing this physically, camera did not do justice to this beading design at all. I'm sure you must have learned something from this tutorial. I shared 4 different beading styles that you can do, so feel free to get creative on your own. If you found this tutorial helpful, please give it a huge thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, kindly click on the subscribe button, and I'll see you all in my next video. Goodbye and stay blessed.